This is week 5. We've been talking about survival out in the wilderness, and I thought since we're going to be going back to school, it would be important to talk about a back to school survival kit, what you would need. So let's go over some of the things you may need to keep in your desk. We all know as we go back to school that we're not going to be able to share items with our friends, and we'll need to make sure we have all of our own things. So we're going to need something to contain those in, and there are different kinds of boxes that you can get to contain them in. I have a few here at my house, and these are nice pencil boxes. They're nice and big, they're wide open. This one's a little smaller, but it's nice and wide open. You could get other kinds of boxes that are like this, and they clip, and they have dividers in them, and there are even smaller ones that you can purchase that also have even smaller pockets. Now when you're choosing your box, you want to make sure your box that you're choosing fits all of the items you're going to be putting in it. So I would recommend one of the bigger boxes when building your survival kit that you'll be keeping at your desk. Now let's talk about what kind of things we need to put in these kits. Now remember, we're not going to be sharing any of our items at school. We need to have all of our own. And you may have gotten a list from your teacher or seen one online that talks about the things that you'll need to have in your desk that only you will be touching. So let's go over those real quick. One of the things we need to talk about first is a good pencil sharpener. Now we know there are pencil sharpeners in your classroom, but it'd be really handy to have one at your desk. And I like these kind because when I sharpen my pencil, all of the shavings stay in here and they don't spill out in my box or in my desk or on the floor. I can fill these up, I can sharpen my pencil probably many times throughout the day or the week, and then I only have to go to the trash can one time to empty my pencil sharpener. So I also like these because they have two positions to sharpen your pencil. So if you have a thicker pencil and a regular size pencil, you have two different spots. I also like to use this as a crayon sharpener. This bigger one sharpens crayons well, and this will do a pencil. Now you need these if you're using regular pencils, but if you get mechanical pencils, you won't need a pencil sharpener other than to maybe sharpen your crayons or your colored pencils. So we've got pencil sharpeners, and of course we're going to need pencils. I would recommend picking up a package. I like these number 2 pencils. They've got a nice little eraser on the end. And so I would get a package of those to put in. Now these have erasers on the end, but we all know that they don't last very long. So make sure you pick you up a nice package of erasers. I have the bigger ones here, and then it has the ones that I can put on the end of my pencils. So I like those as well. I have colored pencils. I don't need a big box. A pack of 12 is great. I have a package of crayons. This is a 24 pack. It's got all of the colors I would need, probably more than what I'll use. A couple of glue sticks would be handy. You never know when you're going to need those. A nice pair of scissors. I like a nice pair of scissors that are my own. Post-it notes. Those are always handy to have when you need to send a special note to your teacher on a piece of work, or you need to make notes in a book or something. You can do it on a post-it note, stick that in the book, use it as a tab so you can find a spot in your textbook. Something else you might want to add to it is an ink pen. I don't know if you use ink pens in your class, but those are handy to have. A good ruler. Get yourself a good ruler. Now this one happens to be wood with a metal edge. I like that because it doesn't get messed up. And I'm even going to throw in some paper clips in mine, just because I like to attach my papers together sometimes. So I'm going to just put in a few paper clips. Those are the things I need to have in order to do my daily work. These are the things that are probably on your teacher's list. Now let's talk about a few things we're going to add to our survival kit, because we know we can't be sharing a lot of things in the classroom, and it would be just nice to know that we have these at our desk handy for us to use whenever we need them. One of those things is these little packages of Kleenex. Having your own package of on-the-go Kleenex is nice to have. So you might want to get a package of these and then just put one packet in your box. Another one is a small bottle of hand sanitizer. We know we're going to be using this throughout the day. It'd be nice to know that you could come back to your desk and put some on your hands. If you sneezed, or if you touched your face, or you went somewhere and you didn't get to use enough when you came back, you could have some hand sanitizer in your desk. The other thing that you're going to probably want to add is a mask. We know we're going to be using masks this year at school. I'm going to add a couple to my kit just in the event that I need a clean one throughout the day, or perhaps I forgot mine, I left it at home, I left it on the bus, I left it laying somewhere. I've got a backup. This one is washable, so if I were to use this one, I could take it home in the evening and wash it and then bring it back the next day. And then this is the disposable kind that you could just throw away before you left. Okay, now let's talk about how this is all going to fit in our box. I don't think I'm going to put all of these in there or all of this stuff packaged, so I would open it up and find the box that's going to best fit all of my materials. The other thing I want you to make sure you do is use a Sharpie marker, because it doesn't wash off or wear off, and put your name or your initials on all of the items that you put in your kit. Make sure it's on your sanitizer bottle, it's on your pencil sharpener. You could even write it on the back of your Post-it notes. You can even write it on your erasers. You could write it on the side of your pen. You could write it on the handle of your scissors. That way you know those things belong to you, and so does everyone else around you. Remember, we're not sharing any of these materials with anyone, so if somebody needs something, they need to make sure they ask the teacher for something. Don't be loaning your things out, and don't be borrowing things from other people just for your own safety. You could also decorate your boxes, whichever box you choose to do. And I'm going to put my kit together real quick right here in front of you. And I'm going to choose this box. And I like this box because it doesn't have any handle or anything. It doesn't take up a lot of space. And I like that I have these nice little clip on here. So let's move all of this out of the way. And let's see if we can make this fit. Now, I don't know if it's all going to fit or not. So I'm actually going to put in my favorite pencil sharpener. I'll put that in there. And I've got my hand sanitizer. I can put that in there. Make sure your lid's closed good. Do I need both glue sticks right now? You know, I don't think I do. I think I can leave one home. So let's just put in one glue stick. And I think that fits in there nicely. Let's put in our scissors. My daughter picked these out because she thought they were pretty. So I've got some nice scissors. I'll know these are mine because they're decorative. But I'd also put my name on the handle. We'll put those in. I've got my pencils. I'm going to put my regular pencils here. Now, I have my crayons, and I don't think my box is going to close with my crayons in there. So I could take my crayons out and then just put them in my box. So let's do that real quick. Ooh, I love a new box of crayons. It's like opening a box of candy. So I'm going to put my crayons all right down in here. Now this particular box you can put dividers in, so I could put a divider in here and that would hold these in place, but I don't have those here handy right now. I've got my colored pencils, and obviously that box isn't going to fit in there, so I'm going to open those up. And just like new crayons, I love me some sharp new colored pencils. So let's take these out of the box. Get that one. And I think, well, they fit right in beside my crayons. So I've got all my pretty colors right up front. Handy. So I have my colored pencils here, my crayons, I have my regular pencils back here. I've got my erasers. Do I want to take all of them? I could leave some at home and just put in a couple to start. And then I know I have good ones at home. I can always bring in an extra one. I can put these back safe. So I'm just going to put in a nice big eraser because we know sometimes we have big mistakes. Just put in a big eraser, and I'm going to put in 2 of these pencil top erasers just so I know I have enough with me. You never know when something's going to go wrong. My Post-its. I think I'll put my Post-its up here. Oh, my ink pen. I'll put that in there with my pencils. I have my paper clips. Those can go in there. Those are things that I'll use occasionally. These are the things I'll probably use all the time. I'm going to open up my Kleenex. And like I said, I don't need all of these. This has got 10 tissues in one package, and it actually will fit right down in there just perfect. Okay, let's see. What don't we have? Oh, our ruler. Now, I chose a box that my ruler will not fit in, but I have kind of an interesting idea of how to make my ruler part of my box. So I'm going to close my box, and I'm going to set it over here, and I'm going to use some duct tape, and I'm going to make a pocket for my ruler to be in. So I'm going to take my duct tape, and I am going to pull off a piece about, probably about 10 inches long. And I'm going to cut that off. And I'm going to lay it upside down, just like that. So sticky side is up. Okay, if I can get off my fingers. And I'm going to cut another piece about the same size. Let's see if we can get it close to the same size. Yeah, it's pretty close. And I'm going to lay that piece right beside it. Not touching, but right beside it. If I can do it without getting my fingers all sticky. Line them up good. Ooh, it's really, really sticky. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do, if I can get them off my fingers. See if I can use my scissors to get them off. There we go. I got really sticky duct tape. You know what? Let's overlay those just a tad, just so I can hold them in place. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off a piece, and it's going to be just a little shorter. Just one. So we're going to take one more piece, and it's going to be a little shorter, and I'll show you why. This one's going to be a little shorter. I'm going to cut that off. And right in the center of these two pieces, and starting at one end, I'm going to stick this down on top of them. So I'm going to start down here, like this. I'm going to stick it right down on top of there like that, and I'm going to stick those together really good. Now what I've created is a pocket for my ruler. So now what I can do is I'll bring my box back over here. I can lay my ruler up here on top wherever I want it. I'm going to put mine right here. And I can use my tape pocket that I've made. And this small piece is going to go down over the ruler, and the sticky part will stick to the box. So let's see if I can do this. All right, so I got to line it up. You know what? I'm going to lay my ruler right there so I can see where it goes. And I'll flip it over. And I want it to go right there. And I'm going to tape my pocket down. And obviously I made my pocket too long for my box, but that's all right because I can trim that off. Okay, I'm just going to trim that off my box right where I need it so I don't tape my box shut. And I'm going to make sure all my edges are down good. And now I have a nifty pocket to store my ruler. So now I have everything I need to survive in my classroom. I hope you found this helpful. I'd like you to make sure that when you're doing your survival kit that you check with your class list from your teacher to make sure that you've got all the materials that your teacher is going to request you having in your classroom for this year. And I'm excited to see everybody back in school. I'll be stopping by classrooms throughout the year. This is Mrs. Bilby signing off. Have a great year, guys. So I'm back because guess what Miss Bilby forgot to add? A very important part of our survival kit, our masks. So we're going to tuck those right in there, just like that. And I have two nice clean masks if I need them. Now I'll sign off. Have a great year.